In the modern game, many fans complain about robotic wingers and they praise non-robotic wingers. But what do these categories actually look like? Fans tend to look at the game as black and white when that's never really the case. Two non-robotic wingers are completely different players, but they all get grouped together, which doesn't make sense. So in this video, I'll break down the different categories of wingers based on the way I view them in my own head. Also, I'm talking about the profile of the players. I'm not talking about if they're good or bad. First up, we have the players that I don't view as wingers because to me they are midfielders. So these players are natural midfielders, usually number 10s who play on the wing. They played on the wing so much that they've become known as wingers. For example, the player that is attacked the most for being a robotic winger is Jack Grealish. Grealish is not a winger. Yes, he plays on the wing for City, but he's not a natural winger. He's always been a number 10. So I don't think it's fair to judge him against players who are actual wingers. Same thing for Bernardo Silva. He's a midfielder. He plays out of position on the wing. And we also got another Man City player, Phil Foden. For the past season, he's played primarily through the middle, so I don't really understand why people still call him a left winger. I saw people put him in the team of the season last year as a left winger. Guys, he didn't play on the left a single time. He's a midfielder and always has been. Another player that fits here is Cole Palmer. He's a number 10. I don't care if he played on the wing sometimes last season. He thrives in central areas and is clearly out of position on the wing. Next category is the two-way wingers. These players are what I consider to be proper wingers. They're usually rapid, very direct, can take their man on both inside and outside, have some skills, and they are usually very strong ball carriers. This would be a player like Rafael Leao. Another player would be Marcus Rashford. Obviously, he hasn't been playing the best for a while now, but he is this type of winger. Vinicius Jr. is another one. Also, I'd throw in Luis Diaz, probably one of the most disrespected players in today's game. He is always such a threat when I watch him play. Outside of the modern game, I'd say Gareth Bale is this type of winger. He could do it all, and he had elite ball striking as well. Arjen Robben is another one of these wingers. People often forget that he didn't just cut in all the time. He was very direct and went both ways. And of course, Cristiano Ronaldo is probably the face of this type of winger. He had the skills, the speed, the ball carrying ability, one of the best wingers of all time. Again, I think these types of wingers at their best are some of the best players in the world and some of the biggest threats. Next up, we have the skillers. Some of these categories do overlap, and some skillers do fall into other categories. Skillers are my least favorite type of winger. Their game revolves around doing skills, and they tend to be incredibly ineffective. They play the game for themselves. The leader of this type of winger is Alan Saint-Maximin. He dances on the ball for half the game, and he executes very little. He's limited in his end product and primarily cares about showboating. Another player is Yannick Bolasie. This guy was so frustrating to watch, but he's remembered as this great streets won't forget player. Next up, we have a category that skillers can also fall into. These are the all bark, no bite wingers. These are the players that take many touches towards their defenders, but they don't really take them on as much as they should. They usually look to create space for a shot or a cross, but don't necessarily go past their man. Also, a lot of their dribbling comes from stationary positions. This would be a winger like Bukayo Saka. He's not a massive 1v1 threat consistently, but he is very good at creating an inch of space and getting his end product off. Another player who plays a similar way is Noni Madueke. Yes, Madueke definitely takes on his man a bit more than the rest of these players, but he plays the same way as someone like Saka does. Takes small touches towards the defenders and creates space for a cross or shot. Also, I don't think he's as powerful of a runner as most people think he is. He's not that great of a ball carrier. Another player that would fit here is Leon Bailey. He is the definition of all bark, no bite. He rarely takes on his man, but he always pretends like he wants to. Terrible ball carrier as well, but he does well to get his cross off, even when he takes too long on the ball sometimes. The final player that fits in here is Jadon Sancho. He runs at his man all the time, takes an insane amount of touches, but doesn't go past his man nearly as much as he should. Mainly because he's too slow and all of his dribbling comes from stationary positions. He just does a little too much sometimes. Finally, we have the very controlled and technical wingers. These players are usually not the most powerful dribblers, but their control is insane. Riyad Mahrez is the perfect representation of this. He is such a clever dribbler and can go past players simply by using a step over because of how quick his feet are. He's very elegant on the ball, but he is not a rapid player, so he's usually not using any sort of kick and run tactic. The other player I have in here is Michael Elise. He's basically an identical player to Mahrez. That will be the end of the video. I know I haven't posted in a while. It's mainly because I don't feel like it. This video was nothing special. It was quite short. I apologize, but I got some more videos that I'll try to release later this month. Also, I'm pretty active on TikTok, so head over there and drop me a follow. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.